and she was putting together like a video with different women in STEM sharing their experiences in the industry. And then I was like, oh my God, there's like a whole field, or there's a whole group of women who do this. And I was really inspired to not just, sit on my own story and actually share. Hi, Eduardo.
I don't know. I was having
It's a
difficulties.
full house.
Yeah, Sandra, were you trying to? I guess I wasn't sure if you were trying to do the live through mine, or maybe it was dropping me for that reason, or I don't know what
Instagram
was
was just
going on
playing
there.
today.
Is that why? Because I kept getting, I mean, I just started to have bad connection. So I actually started it twice and then you would drop me. And I was like, oh, this is happening Instagram.
I just
It's
wasn't
not
sure if you wanted to
difficult.
use Engineering Memes page or Papaya Tutor. That's why I wasn't sure.
I was using your page.
Oh, no wonder. I think that's why then.
Oh, so you were trying to join from yours.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
So we
sorry.
kept, we
Okay.
kept, we kept. So I think that was the reason.
Okay. So are you going to rejoin from Lumis or are you staying in your account?
I can be here. It's fine.
Okay. I'm actually very excited because, yeah, I guess I wanted you to meet her. She's great. I guess she's inspired Lillian. She's inspired me. Very inspiring guest that we have tonight. So, okay, so I think that we have a couple people now who have joined. And apologies again for the bad connection. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all do the introduction.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So as we mentioned already, today's guest is very inspirational. Her name is Diana Iraceta. A lot of people know her as the Latina engineer, and she's a manufacturing engineer focused on automation design. She's also a first generation Mexican immigrant and the founder of Latina Engineer and International Latina Engineer Week. It's an organization and event that focuses on providing educational and professional development resources in hopes to increase the representation of Latinas in engineering and other STEM fields. So thank you so much for creating this, and welcome, Diana.
So I'm going to go ahead and get Diana in so we can all get to talk to her for a little bit before we start the interview.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Were you
Ready to be
waiting
here,
join?
yeah.
I'm sorry I dropped so many times.
I know.
I'm here for you. I hope that you like it.
Yes.
So, what about, well, how are you today? And how about you tell us anything that Lillian didn't tell us about you? I feel like we all know you very well. And as you heard, you inspire a lot of us. So very excited to have you here. Very excited for the topics that you have. And very excited to join you and help you a little bit on your mission to make this world a more equal place for Latina engineers. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I am the founder of Latina Engineer. It's only been 2 years since I started this. Before this, I was just an engineer that didn't know any other Latinas in engineering. So it was pretty sad, pretty lonely. I always felt like I didn't fit in. I am an immigrant, so I got here when I was 12 years old, and I had to learn the English. I had to, figure out how the school worked because I was the oldest child. And then, eventually I finished, and I like me, and making it more than just sharing my story, but making it something bigger than that. Like now that we have the conference, and it's something I'm learning every day, but it's a mission that is really close to my heart, and I'm really happy to do what I do.
I just wanted to say thank you, honestly, for starting. You said 2 years, but it seems like everyone found you within that time, and you've inspired a lot of people. So I just wanted to come on here and say thank you. And I'm going to leave you guys to do the rest of the live. So I'll see you guys.
Oh, wait, are we
Thank you,
doing
Lillian.
a review before you leave, or are you doing the first?
No, I think Eduardo is doing that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank
Okay.
you so much for joining
Thank you.
me, and I'm happy you got to meet Latina engineer here. I know she wanted to come in and say hi, so we have Lumis here. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Lillian, for joining. Okay.
Hello.
So, And I'm excited. I mean, I know that you have met already quickly to prep for the live. But yes, I mean, I was excited because Eduardo is also Mexican, well, from Mexican heritage. And I thought it
Yeah.
was so cool, like, because I used to follow his page when I was a sophomore in engineering school. And then I shoot him a message about like my startup and how I want to unite the whole Latin America across like territories and borders. And he's like, yeah, like, and then we schedule a video conference call. And I was like, oh my God, engineering means guy is Hispanic. Holy, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, that's crazy. Like, I was like, oh, he's going to help me. He's part of my team now. So I'll let you both
Literally.
real
Yeah.
quick or like reintroduce yourself because I thought that was really cool. You both come from Mexican heritage. And we can start with the first meme. But yes, I'll let you both. I mean, Eduardo, I don't know if you
Yeah, I'll
want.
introduce myself really briefly. I mean, yeah, I'm Eduardo, engineer memes guy, and I went to school for mechanical engineer. Sounds like we have a very similar background where we came from Mexico. I actually was born here, left to Mexico, and came back when I was like 10, so I didn't know any English. So I had to be in school and had my own personal tutor because I was the only one that didn't speak English in the class. So yeah, but I got through school, did engineering, and now I'm trying to do this movement with all you ladies, and it's been great. So I appreciate you supporting me too, because I wouldn't be doing it with any of you. So thank you, Sandra, as well, and thank you, Dana, for being here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
So do you want to kick off the first meme review, Eduardo?
Yeah, I'm waiting for them. I'm supposed to receive them here shortly.
I can go ahead and do it for you.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. So I
Because
was
I
telling
love
Diana that I was all sweaty. I'm at the shop still and working, and oh my God, like I've been
what happened.
no, I just should have prepared a little bit better. That's all. Sorry, everybody. The memes are coming.
He was
Okay,
giving us
so
a
But
I'm
little
yeah,
gonna pull
tour.
it up actually.
yeah. So Diana, I know that we also, we sounds like we have a very similar background. You also do similar stuff that I do as well, which is in the automation side of things, which is it's cool. We have a very um, similar interests and similar profession. Looks like I'm getting them now. Okay, sweet.
So
Yeah.
I'll let you do the review. I'll show it. But this is actually really cool because we can do some Spanglish Dora the Explorer style. Diana, I'll let
Spanish,
you read
Spanglish,
it.
let's do it.
I'll let you read it in Spanish.
Okay, I'll do it Spanish and I'll translate. So it says, joven, ¿sabes si va a tardar el ingeniero? Yo soy el ingeniero. And so it says, hey, do you know when the engineer is gonna get here? And then it's me like, hey, I'm the engineer. And it just, that's literally me all the time because I'm like tiny and I'm a girl and you know how you work around men all the time. So, and most of the memes that I see are in Spanish for some reason. So I had to include one in Spanish.
I relate in this one just for being young too in the industry, right? Even if you're a guy, they see you as young and they're saying like, this guy, what does this guy know? Talking to people that are older and I don't know, they just look at you different.
That's amazing. I know I love that meme too. I actually haven't seen them in Spanish, so you have to send them to me because we want to be like
You should
Spanglish.
send them to me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes. Like yeah, we were talking about it with Eduardo because I mean Eduardo has, I believe, the largest engineering memes account. He is the king of engineering memes, as we like mentioned before. And I just think it's like crazy that he has this like big platform on social media, but he also runs his own automation company. So he was telling me, he's like, I need help with more memes, and I think it'd be cool to put him in Spanish.
Spanish,
So, yeah.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
good. I want to connect with Latino America, my Mexican people, anybody in Latin America really. So I think that will be a good upgrade kind of. Well, it's not like an upgrade, but something to test.
And I think it's also cool because he actually forgets that he, like, he's only like surrounded by a lot of like, not Hispanic people. So I tell him he forgets sometimes. So
I'm the only one. And I'm in California too, so it's, you would think that the percentage would be higher, but no, I'm the only one.
Well, you're in Orange County, which is different. Okay, so we'll start with the first question. We always start with this question. At what age did you become interested in science and math?
Yeah, to be honest, I always liked math. I remember since I was, maybe like third, second grade, like I would like it. I was really fast at it. And so it was always something that I thought it was going to be in my career, but I didn't know what you could do with math. It wasn't until I started taking physics that I started able to relate it to the real world, to apply it and get an answer. And it was hard. It was really hard for me, even as I went into college and high school, but I liked it. So it was just kind of like, is it worth it to take that challenge? And to me, it was because I really liked it.
So, Eduardo, I know that I can ask the next question.
I have the questions. I have questions for you too.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, how did you become a manufacturing engineer, and why did you pick that major?
Yeah, so I actually have a mechanical engineering major and I work as a manufacturing engineer, and it was not really planned. It just kind of, so I went from being a physics major to go into mechanical engineering, because it was just the area that I enjoy from physics more. And then once I was 6 months before I graduated, I had already done internships and they offered me a manufacturing engineering job. And I was just kind of like, do I want to take that? It's not the major that I'm doing, but I did went for it because it offered me an opportunity to start before I had graduated, and I really enjoyed it. I liked that I was still able to bring the mechanical aspects to it. And from then on, I was at that job for 2 years, and then my second job, I just decided to stay in manufacturing.
Mm. Are you currently in your second job then? And how
Yeah,
long ago did you start on that one? You said like
6 months. I've only
6
been
months
there
ago?
for 6 months. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Sandra, do you want to ask the next question?
You
Or was
can
it,
go.
is
I
it?
actually just lost my questions because I had it that if
I have
yeah.
them here. Yeah, and yeah, one of the common questions we ask people, because I'm sure a lot of people watching are curious, is more about the hardest classes that you've taken. Like what would be a class that you can look back and say, oh, this class was the toughest.
Oh, I think material science I had to take twice. Fluids was pretty challenging as well. I've never been good with chemistry, so when material science came around and it had, chemistry in it, it was really difficult. So it was
Hmm.
always, really kind of like I need help, especially because I was a commuter. So I wasn't on campus all the time. So I really had to get, look for extra help outside the classroom. And I know if you want
Hmm.
to, like mention it, like Sandra, you have started something that I've seen that, I was not involved into anything. I didn't really look for any resources when I was in school. And I should have, because like to me, I didn't have access to being there for either the TAs or the professors, the office hours. I was never there. It was me on my computer Googling things and trying to find something. So making that accessible and making that, it's for, especially because it's Latino and I'm a Latina and it's, Latin based, it's really great. So I definitely, it's something that I wish I had when I was in school, because material science I had to take twice.
We have material science, so sometimes we let the students ask for classes, and that's been a really sought after class with respect of tutoring. And I think I share that struggle with you, Diana. I was a commuter too, right? So I would only go to school to attend class and then leave. And I forget the importance of creating your own little network at school because they help you. When I went to the student center, right? Like obviously I was trying, but another reason was like the barrier language. Like sometimes I came here when I was 17, so I went straight to like college. So there were terms that I didn't understand, so I would get lost sometimes. So that's actually a problem too. And then when I went to student center, I felt judged by the tutor, like, oh my God, you don't know this. And like to me, it's like we're paying for this service. We should be treated like majesty. Like I'm paying you. You should treat me right. You should treat me like I'm your customer right now. And that's why I created Papaya, because it's like, no, we're gonna change that narrative. We're gonna like make students feel empowered. We're gonna make it papaya for them, because papaya means piece of cake in Peru. So we tell all of our tutors that every student should leave feeling like, I got it, papaya. So we wanted to give it that Latin twist, but like I do think that when you go to a service that you're paying so much money for, although papaya is affordable, uh, you should feel like you're the customer and that they're working for you, not the other way around. And I do see that problem in the education system. So I'm glad that you like it. And I found my questions, by the way, so I can take them next time. So what made you create this social media presence? You have inspired a lot of people. I don't know if you heard or if you blush, but yes, I saw you too, and I was like, oh, it's okay to post that. Okay.
Yeah, so it was a combination because actually the when I started it was just a website, a blog, and it was like, okay, let me just I want to maybe write a book eventually or something with like what I've learned. And then from there you just went from a blog to an Instagram, and then once I hit Instagram, it wasn't like other Latinas in engineering found me. Like for example, Brienne, she found me like right away, and from there, I just kept meeting other Latinas, other women in STEM, and just kind of learning what they were doing. Because before I did this, I wouldn't even like, I would use Instagram to follow like my friends or like my family. So I would just see like their pictures going on vacation or things like that. But I wouldn't use it in a way where I could get something more out of it. And then once I created that, I was able to find STEM pages or like brands, other influencers that were doing careers in STEM, that were female engineers, Latina in engineering, and that completely changed the way that I saw things. And it was like, okay, it's like, let's make that community. And for me, more like connecting, because I didn't know any Latina engineer in person before then. And to now think that, I've hosted a conference with like 300 plus people last year, and like reaching to increase that number to be like, hey, we're around the world. We might not be close to each other, but let's bring us together, because it helps. It changes the way you feel in this field. That you're welcome, that there's other people like you.
So
How long ago did you start?
November 2019.
Oh, that's pretty recent. Wow.
Yeah.
And what's the percentage of Latinas in STEM, Diana?
Latinas in
Diana, sorry.
it's fine. Latinas in STEM only represent 2 to 3%. In engineering is even lower. So it makes sense that it might be harder for us to find each other in a class or at work. Like for example, right now we're 3 women at engineers at work, but I'm the only Latina. So it's really hard to run into each other if we just kind of like go through life and just stick to our jobs or our school. So with this, at least, I hope that even if it's virtually, we're able to connect in some way.
That's beautiful. Eduardo, now you have more questions about this.
I think is the next one, right? So yeah, how was meeting other Latinas in engineering? Wait, how has meeting other Latinas in engineering changed your life?
It has inspired me. Like before, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to school and that's it. And now it's like I'm doing something else besides from that. Either because I see my friends, like for example, Katia, she just started going to grad school, and it's just like, oh,
Hmm.
I hadn't really thought about that, and it kind of motivates, like maybe explore my options that before I was just kind of close-minded, like I just want to get to work and make money and
Hmm.
plan my life. And then other things, for example, just kind of getting a scholarship to help other people, other students like me. Like I got a lot of scholarships when I was in school. Not a lot, but like enough to like help me. And it was something that I wanted to make since before I graduated. And feeling that, you're able to do that finally, and just like how I felt when I received one, I can make someone else the same way and help them finish.
Hmm.
That's
That's
amazing.
pretty cool. Kind of what we do at Lumis, right? We give students internships. Jeffrey, and there's 4 interns here now, and I have a similar passion where I want to help people, and I think for me it's more about giving people experience, like real world experience, where they become so valuable and so good that they can almost go on their own. So industrial automation and all the stuff that we do, like programming and electrical stuff. Like all that stuff could be, it's not like we're building bridges. It's more manageable. And I think I just want to make people feel valuable, because you can be a student and feel like, oh, I haven't received an internship, and feel like, I went through college not getting one. So I want to change that for a lot of people. So good,
Yeah,
good,
that's so
good inspiration.
sweet.
We're all
Yes.
motivated here.
Because a lot of times, for example, as first generation, either immigrants or students, we don't know that we need these things. Like my first years, I didn't know I needed an internship until I was later in my career. So that, it's also, letting people or like letting other like help them be like, okay, this is what's gonna help you. And then also offering those reasons like, hey, I have an internship that I could like help you with. So it's like
Yep.
it's both parts as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Eduardo, it seems that you
Hmm.
should be, or we should be participating in Latina Engineer Week. So,
Where is
that
it gonna
we
be
should.
at?
So it's virtual. It's virtual from Monday to
Mm.
Friday, and then it's on October 11th. And then if you
Wait,
want, I'll expand on this.
I'm so sorry. I'm jumping ahead, but okay, we'll touch on that. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I just noticed. I was like, oh no, I just spilled things. But I mean, I think it's great, and that's another thing too. Like, so Eduardo actually covers some of the costs for Jeffrey's classes. So that's the partnership we have, where he has interns, but because like actually Latinos and minorities tend to work about 30 hours a week, and when you're an engineer student, that affects your like learning, right? So
Mm.
Eduardo cares about his interns. So in order to optimize that learning curve, they use Papaya as well. And that's the partnership we're forming with Eduardo's company. We also want to form this internship program where we have people working in tech and also working in manufacturing so they can see all of the aspects of engineering. So yeah, so I think I have the $1,000,000 question here, that Diana, why is networking so important for you?
It's so I have multiple reasons. Like I can list you everything. So like I guess the first one, the most common one that we hear is, it opens opportunities that education doesn't open sometimes. So like let's say you don't have experience in somewhere, or let's say, you don't know about this specific opportunity, and or connections are gonna help us. Either they're gonna stand up for you, they're gonna speak up on your behalf, be like, yes, I've seen them, I believe in them, they can do this. Or they can share opportunities with us. Like for example, I had a mentor that she like pushed me to apply to an internship where I wouldn't have even known about it. So the first one is, we have our friends, acquaintances, mentors that are in a network that help us in that way. The other thing is finding like your tribe, your group, your team, your support. That either are students like you or other professionals like you, either the same background or the same career, the same I already said background. But you understand each other, and I guess you support each other. That it's not just you against this fight, it's like multiple of you. Like for example, me meeting all these other Latinas in engineering, it was like I wasn't the only one that went through this. There's other girls like that. They might not be close to here, but like we can talk about it. Like we have a group chat where we have a question about something and we throw it in there, and somebody jumps at it and helps us. So that's another thing that can help you. And then the third one is just meeting people that opportunities that if I hadn't gone to that event, if I hadn't signed up for that, if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't have known. And it opens our horizons to see others out there, like different points of views, different experiences, because while you're going through your own, sometimes it's also like I always recommend, like you should have a mentor that looks like that you can relate to, and you should also have a mentor that is not like you, because that way you can see
Wow.
different points of views. And then I guess the last one that I wanted to share, and I lost it. It was just more like inspiration. If you see someone that has done something that you want to do, then it makes you more likely to be like, I can do it too. So whether it is someone that you met at an expo, or you met at an event, and you can either ask them questions, or they can guide you through the way, or just by seeing how they are doing, they're building their path, it inspires you to do just as much or even more than what you have thought that you could do.
Wow. I think that I just learn something new every day, or I try. But what you said about like having two different mentors, I was like, oh, like I never thought about that. Somebody who's like doing something or like that I can relate to, and somebody who's opening my mind to new opportunities, right? That's so important to stay open-minded because that's how you stay learning. Um, Eduardo, I don't know if you have anything to say about what.
Yeah, yeah, networking, right? It's super important. Like right now, what we're doing, and everybody here that's watching. I mean, that's our network, right? Where we can literally contact anyone, connect us with companies, with professionals, and I mean, it's really powerful. And I know that us, Papaya Tutors, STEMedia. Shout out to Nee, and who also does a lot of that stuff where it offers um, events that you can attend and learn and network and connect with people that will pretty much give you opportunities. And I think those are very important for anyone who doesn't have the experience or doesn't have um, like the support, kind of like what you were saying, right? So networking is very, very important.
So I know that you have the next question, Eduardo, but before you start, I think we need a break for a meme review. And two, I forgot to say, so Eduardo always gets on me on this because I always forget to turn on badges. But for anyone who has joined and like it's enjoying this live and is learning and is, it, if you think it's valuable, you can go ahead and buy Engineering Memes Guy a coffee by just going on the budget and using Apple Pay.
How about how about we buy Sandra a coffee? I'll Venmo you the tips. How about that?
No.
I'll
No,
Venmo you.
I mean, I'm gonna donate it to International Latina
Yeah.
Engineering Week, so we can get more opportunities for more Latinas. Okay, so I'll go. Do you want me to show it, or do you have it, Eduardo?
You can show it. I'm not prepared here. Let's see.
Okay,
Sorry.
I can relate to this. I would like to show it because it's okay because I can relate. So I'll actually speak to this because because I actually have slept in my car because I was a commuter. So there were like 2 whole days like I slept in my car and I didn't even shower the second day. It was like disgusting, and I can totally relate to this one. But I'll let you speak to it, Diana.
I started my career wearing skirts and dresses and lipstick, and I ended up wearing guys' clothes and boots by the end of my career until I started working because I was just like, and I had a professor actually that told me, "You look tired." And I just looked at him and he's like, "No, in my country, it is a compliment because it means you've been working hard, like a lot." And I was like confused because I was like, okay, I'm flattered, but at the same time, I don't want to look tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
How
not
about
tired,
you,
you're doing it
Eduardo?
wrong. I look the same throughout, a little bit like a homeless some days. Some days where, I was wearing a nice shirt, but most of the time I look tired as well.
I also think I have two looks. I'm either like dressed up or like homeless looking. Like there's no in between. So okay, all right. So I'll let you ask the next question, Eduardo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This one has to do about, just how you found your network. Can you give us an example of how you connected and built this network that you have?
I couldn't make out the question you put out. Can you read it again?
Can you hear me, Sandra?
Yes.
I can hear
Yeah.
you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
You cut
how
off
did
for
you
a second.
find your network, Diana? Can you give us some examples how you went about it?
Yeah, so it is mostly through, opening Latina Engineer, but also just going out of my comfort zone and going, to events or to like speaking out to someone that I wouldn't have before, because I used to be really shy and then eventually just kind of like, hi, I'm here, or like, not being like, for example, I had my new coworker, McKenna, I don't know if she's watching this. And before she was even like starting, I was like, she's gonna be my best friend. She's gonna be my new best friend. Like when she gets here, and we're really close now. And we're only been working together for a few months. But just going out there, like for example, Latina engineer, I had networking sessions, and we will literally just all meet, and it will give you 5 minutes with someone else, with another
Mm.
attendee, which was mostly ingenieras, and it would just alternate, and it did great because you were able to just kind of like chat a little bit. It wasn't like where you got to like uncomfortable, where it was like 15 minutes and you're like, okay, what do I say now? And you were able to connect after, like, hey, let's share LinkedIn or something like that.
Mm.
And you got to connect other people, that were separate. And actually, I had it sometimes. For example, I mean, my conference is also a place where I meet a lot of people and they meet each other, and it's like I got to connect people that were sometimes in the same town and they just hadn't met each other. It just hadn't happened. So it's happy like seeing that, and it's like, oh, now you have someone that's close to you that you just met online, and you're both engineers and you're close to each other where you can hang out.
That's
That's amazing.
yeah, that's good to see people get out there and just meet people, right? I know that for me, at least to gain skills, like I know the university hosts this networking events where they teach you like almost like etiquette on how to do things, and put your name tag here and walk like this, talk like this, whatever. So I don't know if you
The
guys ever attended
handshake.
those. Yeah, the
The
handshake.
handshake
So you
was
have
a
to
whole
like
class.
hold your plate and drink in one hand, and then you shake it. So I had to go do that. I think those were helpful, and I mean a little bit exaggerating too. So I don't know.
I actually had my first networking event when I got, so I think that what you're doing, Diana, is amazing. So we're about to get into that, but I had my first networking event. I think that at Chef National, and I know you spoke in one of their lives, and I think opportunities like this, like the ones that you are creating, open so many doors. Because had it not been for Chef National, I could have never, um, got in front of a recruiter from a Fortune 500 company. So the way that you are positioning this event and other underrepresented students to be at the forefront of these recruiters and be able to talk to them and be able to get like a more opportunities is great, and to network with other people who are already working in companies that they want to work for, right? So I like that, and I know you talk about uh, I wanted to know, like, so you talked about, like, all of these, like, speed networking events. Are there other ways that you're helping others do the same thing, like, besides what you just mentioned on networking?
I think mostly just, through the events that I try to host. I know we started that kind of series of like networking sessions every month. And then eventually, the conference where it just kind of started without me wanting it. It was just like, oh, let's celebrate this. And everybody's like, what are we going to do? Like, we need to do something. And it's just like, okay, let's do something for that. And then just, offering that opportunity, just to, connect, to not to find someone that my favorite one is finding someone that's older than you, that it's a couple years older. In, like, for example, now at work I have a coworker that's 2 years older than me and is in the same field, and it's like, I'm gonna learn from you and you're gonna be my mentor. And just having that access to someone that you can ask the questions that sometimes you don't have someone in your family because maybe nobody else is in STEM or is not in engineering, so that you can ask those questions and learn from it.
I like it. And just to add on that, it's so important because I remember and I think I learned from my dad how to be a good worker. So I remember I used to go to my boss and I would always be like a teacher's pet. I just finished what you gave me. What else do you have for me? What are you doing? And then I think I just sat him down one day and I was like, I used to put like a biweekly call on performance. So I think that all of these things, like, I think I learned from networking events. And so I used to put a biweekly call on performance to make sure that, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I remember in one of those calls, I said, like, I want to get where you are. So just tell me the fast track. I don't mind working hard. I don't mind working weekends. So just tell me what to do. And I think those little tricks is what you're teaching, right? Like, and all of the women who are like, already in professional careers, where we all want to be, our teaching. So I think it's so important. So I think we kind of spilled the beans, but you have great news. So I'll let you talk about everything that you have created and what you're putting on this year.
All right. So we have a conference. It's an annual conference called International Latina Engineer Week. It's a celebration and a conference for Latinas in engineering and STEM. But it is open to everyone that's interested into STEM fields or is a woman in tech and STEM that wants to learn from these resources. So we do a bunch of different talks throughout the week, different speakers from like finance, student resources, professional development, just like life in general, so working a woman or like minority in STEM and things like that. And so we host it in October every year. This is our second year hosting it, so we'll do October 11th to October 16th, and on our last day we have our first in-person event hosted in Chicago. And we just opened registrations on Monday, I want to say. And we have free admission. We have a couple of options if you want to purchase tickets, for example, for the in-person event, or if you want a kit. But we have a lot of free admissions because we want to make this accessible to everyone. And you can register, and then you have access to everything online, to all the sessions. You will see which ones apply to you, which ones you want to attend. And I just really like it because it was something that the community built. It wasn't just as me. I was just kind of writing on my calendar, let's make a date to celebrate Latinas in engineering, because there's not a date for that. And from there, I like my friends and followers and everyone started making hashtags like International Latina Engineer Week, and like who's gonna speak during that week. And I just kind of like last year we planned it in a week. We just kind of like, let's put all these sessions together. Some other influencers like women in STEM helped me host these sessions, and we made that, and we even created a scholarship last year. So this year we're bringing that back. We just opened a scholarship application today. We're looking to open in more options, but right now that's the only one, and we're just trying to like grow it every time that we host it to make this accessible for everyone and have all the resources that we can.
I love it, and I hope that Eduardo. I'm pretty sure Eduardo and I want to participate and be able to help you give more scholarships pretty soon. Yeah. So I'm excited for you. And okay, Eduardo, sorry, you have the next one.
So yeah, so you said the conference is in October 16th, 11th to the 16th, right? That's when it is.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I think I'm reading the same question. Sorry. I think that was.
So we'll have applications this whole month, and then we'll hope on October. It's the second week of October. We try to keep it around the second week of October, and just counting down the days. Like, hey, every other day, we're gonna be sharing more information. Like, we're gonna share a giveaway on Friday. We're gonna share other stuff like the following Monday and things like that. So I like it because we have a lot of goodies that we're gonna give away, and then we're gonna provide to all the attendees. So I want to say it's gonna be really fun this year.
We should give away some engineering memes, guys. Shirt. I like those shirts.
Your shirts?
I have shirts.
I haven't seen them.
You have
Yeah.
it, Eduardo?
I mean, I don't have it with me right now.
To order some.
Yeah.
So I actually think we're due for another meme that I also would like to talk about, but I'll let you talk about it first, Diana.
Oh, I made this one.
You made this one?
Memes. Yes.
You trademark it.
Yeah, I know. So it says when you go out with friends, with your girlfriends, versus when you attend your engineering classes. So like, you dress all up when you go outside. Like, I feel like as women in engineering or STEM, we have like a double life. Like at work, I'm all messy and I'm like full of powder and like oil and stuff. But then when I go out on the evenings or like on the weekends, I'm like wearing heels and like doing my hair. So it was really relatable to me, and I feel like to a lot of other girls, because we feel like we have those two sides of us.
Oh my God, I cannot relate more than I used to have my Instagram on private because I was like, oh no, if people in my field see it, they're gonna judge me that I'm too girly or I'm too this or I'm too that. And I used to, I mean, I always thought that people were judging me, and I'm pretty sure sometimes they were judging me. But I think it's also mentality. So you're kind of projecting your fear. So I think it's when I stopped caring, and I was like, you know what, this is just who I am, and it's not gonna affect, how I perform at my job. So I'm just gonna, do me. And so it's when I stopped caring that I think that I performed the best because I was my authentic self. But I'm still struggling with that, to the fact that, like it's still like a little bit, I'm like, oh my God, what are they gonna say? Like they're gonna judge me. So I totally understand. Like I wouldn't even wear makeup or, try to like dress down or not like myself. So I love what you do. And a lot of the STEM influencers, what they do about, you know, how to show your feminine side and to be an engineer, and that is okay to do. But I actually have a good question for you, Eduardo. What do
Mhm.
you think about that? Like, I mean, would you see somebody who doesn't look like an engineer and judge them, or is this in our head? I mean, what's the male perspective on this?
I think us guys are, I mean, not me, but there some people are old school, I would say, and you have to fit a certain, you have to fit this person, right, in the industry, and I hate that. I'm not like that. I mean, that's why I went on my own, right? I started my own company because I don't want to have that culture here, right? I don't want to other people are doing what other companies are doing. So for me, I used to not show my face and do these lives looking like, but like you said, Sandra, right? I'm trying to be authentic. I'm trying to be myself. I want to really.
Is he cutting off, or is
I
it?
think so. Yeah, I
Oh,
think we
okay. We'll
lost
give him
him.
a minute. He's gathering his thoughts. Uh, yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you because you also did inspire me and made me believe that it's okay, to make my Instagram public and to show myself like how I really am and not care about being judged, because um, that was very scary to me. Like, and like there were so many times too that even like me and Eduardo, for this Women in STEM Wednesdays, because I we used to have Women in STEM Wednesdays, Math Mondays on Papaya. So I brought the idea to Eduardo and me, and great male allies. They supported the idea of using Eduardo's platform to tell the side of our story and bring good content for followers. And I wouldn't want to go in the camera because I was like, oh no, like I don't want to be the face of Papaya, because I don't want people to, to like not think that Papaya is smart, or like, it could be like, very like, it doesn't fit the stereotype of an engineer. So I feel like I don't fit in. So I don't want to be the face. So it took me a while to get there. But I think accounts like yours, accounts like Susie's, which is I think Ada Strauss, or so many accounts who are like, oh, like you're feminine and you're an engineer, and that is okay, have helped me. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women feel like that here. So
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about your last conference, and I know Eduardo probably has bad reception, so I'm gonna try to invite him again. But what has been the most rewarding experience? Like last year, like if you can pick your favorite moment and you can relive that moment during your engineering conference, which one would you
I'm
relive
back.
and why?
Hi. Uh, I I think I mean, the whole event itself was just something that I didn't think I could do, especially, in such a short amount of time, and just being new with, like, I didn't have this Instagram account 2 years ago, and I know a lot of people have been at it, for a couple of years, but it has changed me as a person. Like, now I feel confident, and just being able to be like, I'm giving back. Like, today I wrote that on my stories, and on my LinkedIn, I wrote, we just opened the scholarship for this year. We're at that time where we finally launched the scholarship for this year. And as I was writing what I was excited about, I started like kind of like tearing up as I was like telling my phone to like write it down, because It's incredible that you go from, you can grow something so fast, and you see, the lack of, nobody had taken latinaengineer.com. Nobody had made an account that was Latina for Latinas, like called Latina Engineer. Nobody had really made an event or a conference that was like large like that. And it makes you think, and like getting those messages that, hey, like I got a message from someone that I think it was today or yesterday that was like, hey, can I register for the in-person, um like, can I register later, because I'm still trying to get a day off, and because they had to travel. And to me, like, you're willing to travel to come here to, the in-person event. And they're like, yeah, because there wasn't something like that when I went to school for. And if it's available now, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make it there. And to me, it meant a lot, because when I was in school, I also didn't have that. I didn't really look for it, but it was everything. You had to be in person. You couldn't really do it online. So if you were not on campus, if you were in the traditional student, you were kind of out of it. So seeing that and how much it means to people more than me feeling good because I did something is what kind of just keeps me doing what I do.
I love it. I love it.
That's
Eduardo,
awesome.
I don't know if you have any other questions, but my last question was like, was that I asked what was her favorite part if she can pick one. And yeah, and I don't know if you have other questions.
Um, no, I think I just wanted to finish.
And that because I think that you're very authentic to yourself, and you're always like, you don't care if you lose followers or if you post something that is not, you just want to be authentic. So if you want to comment on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just I feel happy being myself, and I think that's what matters. How you feel about what you're doing, and I do like sharing stuff. And Diana, actually, I relate to what you just said about posting and being able to show people everything I want, but we're doing a lot of R&D ourselves too, and we can't do that. Even my team kind of stops me from doing that. So I wanna be able to post more of that, more knowledge, and really educate people on the stuff that I'm doing. And yeah, I mean, I think the best thing to do is for people to just come if they're interested. Come check us out and come learn, and then meet us all. So I don't have any more questions for
Let
you
me
guys.
know
So
when you're gonna be in Chicago. I am traveling next week, so hopefully I am here when you're here. And then just I hope that everybody that's watching this that's interested in the conference registers for it, because we have free registrations and it's gonna be great.
And we're posting the link when we, repost the live, so you'll be able to register. And I'm happy that engineering, I always call him engineering this guy. I'm happy that it's allowing us to promote that event for female students. So it's only open for females, correct?
It is open to everyone. Our
Oh, good.
scholarships are a little bit more selective, but the event itself, anyone can register for it. We have about 500 free registrations, and then we have other ones that are like includes the in-person or includes like a kit or includes a donation. But we have a lot of free ones that we want everybody to take advantage of it if they're interested, especially students, to get these resources.
And quick question. So is it only US or is worldwide?
It's worldwide. Last year we had people from different parts of the world, more specifically Latin America, but we also have people, in different continents. And,
Perfect.
sometimes they were like, hey, I'm awake at 3 in the morning because I wanted to watch this, because it was more like an Instagram live. I was really happy to hear that, but, it's going to be online. Everything is going to be accessible online. Even the in-person event is going to be broadcasted. So it gives you more access to select what you want to watch and just watch it from home.
Great. Okay, so
perfect.
it's good for every follower that engineering guy has, because he's Mr. Worldwide as well. So so this is great, Diana. Thank you very much. If you have any last words you'd like to say before we end the live.
Me? Was it me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. No, just thank you for inviting me, and also, for, giving me the opportunity to talk about my conference, to come in here and share some of the memes that I enjoy. that's just kind of make my life way better. Even at work, when you're able to send like a meme to a coworker to like explain something or everything, like it just changes your entire like environment. So thank you so much for having me over.
Of course, and we're excited for International Latina Engineer Week. Can't wait to meet you in person, and yeah, I'll be there for a week, and hopefully, Eduardo and I and a lot of people get to meet in your event.
Thank you.
That'd be awesome.
All right, thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.